bad game for Atletico Madrid.
Come on now. Tell me bad game.
If you see truth, talk truth. Bad
Which
game for
bad
Atletico
game?
Madrid.
Atletico never get bad game. Atletico, bad game. It not be something supposed to mix together. You get? They played the football because they came out to play. You get? Though they didn't
come and complain.
Wait, leave me. They came out to play, but the intensity was not what we expected them to see. Was not what I expected from the Atletico Madrid side.
Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball! It's going to be an Athletico finals. Barcelona beat Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the Copa Del Rey semi-final 1-0. Torres scoring the only goal in that game after the first leg ended 4-4 at Nou Camp. It was an interesting game, but few chances here and there, but we are expecting a whole lot of goals, but it did not happen. One goal was enough to send Barcelona to the final, to play Real Madrid in the final of the Copa del Rey. Good game for Barcelona.
Good game. I can't complain. I'm super excited because a lot of people were saying that Barcelona conceded a lot of goals. Atletico were lucky, and Barcelona were lucky to come away with that draw. The Atletico were going to blow Barcelona out of the water, and I'm like, blow Barca out of the water, not possible. You know, Barcelona, go look at the La Liga table. Barcelona has scored more goals than any other team in that table, and they have the firepower. But I love it when Nancy Flick says, okay, you feel you have an upper hand, okay, let's adapt for you. And they locked up everywhere. They locked up everything. Atletico Madrid could not see where to play the ball out to. Atletico Madrid were snuffed out of the ball. They couldn't even create an opportunity to score in the first half. The whole team was just, you know, when somebody carry you, like put you inside back pockets. That's what they did to Atletico Madrid. Barcelona scored, and then they closed up shop, and it was mother she wrote on the night.
Barcelona is chasing a treble. One of the cup they are talking about. They are going to play Real Madrid in the final of this Copa del Rey, but good game for them. Bad game for Atletico Madrid.
Come on now. Tell me bad game.
If you see truth, talk truth. Bad game for Atletico Madrid.
Atletico never get bad game. Atletico, bad game. It not be something supposed to mix together. You get? They played the football because they came out to play. You get? Though they didn't
come and complain.
Wait, leave me. They came out to play, but the intensity was not what we expected them to see. Was not what I expected from the Atletico Madrid side. Because I expected Atletico Madrid to come in, fire, you know, sit deep, absorb. At least if you can hold Barca to 60 minutes of draw, you can get the win. You get? Barca can run. I like what Hansi Flick has done with Barcelona side. They can run. They can do everything. But after 60 minutes, after 60 minutes, what can happen? You see players falling off. You see players not able to carry their feet again. You get? So if you can absorb pressure, I'm the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I see all the games as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sees the game. If you can absorb pressure for 60 minutes, you have that game.
You see, the funny part about this encounter is that for all the talk about Atletico Madrid, they are this, they are that, they have this, they have that. On the night, if you don't see space exploit, you are useless as a team. And Barcelona locked up shop. You know, no pocket spaces to drift into, no pocket spaces to even try long balls, they couldn't.
I like what Hansi Flick is building with Barcelona. He moved them from this whole lot of passing, from passing to direct. They can switch from passing to direct football with just 1 second, and the way they score goal. Torres scoring that only goal. Torres has been a good deputy for Lewandowski.
Yes.
Whenever he plays, he scores.
Yes.
Even though he's not starting, but he scores goals. I think that the way he has built that team, everybody is effective in that team, Hansi Flick.
Very, very true about that. Earlier in the season, you could hear me witness about it. I was worried for FCB that if Lewandowski goes out, who is going to carry the torch on?
And I told you,
especially when Victor Roque left the club and went elsewhere in the La Liga, right? And Ferran Torres from City back to FCB is doing fine in that regard. He's scoring a couple of goals. Fermin Lopez also in that midfield is playing the role that Dani Olmo would have played. He's also playing the role that a couple of other players in that setup have played in time past. And he's providing ball, he's providing services, he's activating Rafinha, and he's also activating Lamine Yamal or something like that. He's activating
just for Yamal.
He's activating guys, okay? So it's not big names, it's not big, but it's working. And that's the thing that I love about FCB.
And so Flick actually is built. How do you make of this team he has built? They are a formidable team. Sometimes they can defend, sometimes they can score. Sometimes they can concede a whole lot of goals. I think November, December they fell off a little bit when they started losing games, drawing games, and Real Madrid went.
And everybody knew how to expose them.
Then
and they were saying that they will not come back into that because they've gotten this 9-point gap. The FCB will not finish our how far our market. I like.
What do you make of Hansi Flick building this perspective and how they played against Atletico yesterday?
The way they play against Atletico is you know your strengths and you try to fight for your strengths. You get going into this game, they know the Barca side know that if Atletico Madrid could come into that game in the 60th minute, they are in trouble. You get me? They are in trouble for sure, and they had to score the early goals. And after they scored the early goals, they went on to play the Liverpool style conservative football. Let's hold possession, but let's not attack. Let's play safe until we have the big names coming in the second half to see if we can seal off the win. But they played after scoring in the 26 minutes, and there was after scoring a goal in 20 minutes, there was no shot on target for 30 minutes plus until the end of the first half. In the second half, besides the second half, and you are playing in your own half.
It's intentional.
Come on, you are BARCA, attack.
It's intentional.
You are BARCA, you are Barcelona.
Atletico Madrid can only attack when you provide them the opportunity. They don't know how to break teams down. They don't know how to transition the ball. You can actually transition. Excuse me. You can actually transition the ball and play in that midfield and move the ball closer to the 18 if you have passers that know how to move the ball forward, but they don't know how to do that.
I think that's one of the problem with Atletico Madrid. When a team is sitting deep, they don't have the midfield quality.
They've had
don't break the team down.
They brought in the midfield quality to break teams down.
Wow.
You get? I'm just going to come on now.
Gala is the midfield quality. No, let's call names
Rodrigo De Paul, Paulo Barros. Even defenders that can pass
these guys have been there. They didn't bring them in. It's only
defenders that can pass the ball in between defense lines.
No, so are you ashamed of Conor Gallagher?
You get?
Okay, talking about Simeone, in this particular game, he fell short. Unfortunately for him, in the past 2 weeks, he has lost the Champions League.
Yes.
He's out of the La Liga, and he's out of the Copa del Rey in just 3 weeks.
He is not yet out of the La Liga
because he's not yet out. 1-1 draw.
I disagree with you, man. He's not yet out. He's not yet out, so you can't say that. You are wrong saying that. But look at where I have a problem with his setup. How did he set up with 5 defenders?
No, man,
excuse me, no, that was a no-no for me. He deserves to play the same way he played against Barcelona in the previous leg. 4 at the back, 4-4-2 straight up, and you have the main man up front doing the job for you.
Let's be honest. In the same way, I tell you what you see on paper and what you see when the whistle goes off are different. You get? We saw a 4-4-2 on paper, but when the game started, you saw a 3-man back.
When Barcelona was bearing on the defense, how many did you see? Did you not see?
Normally, even in the 4-4-2, when Barcelona were bearing on the defense, how many did you see? Was it not 7 you saw in defense?
What you see on paper, we saw a 4-4-2.
4-4-2, but when the game started, you saw a 3-man back.
On paper, we saw a 5-4-1 on paper.
That's what you saw.
Go look at it on paper in the first leg. I'm not talking about the first leg.
No, I'm talking about the first leg. You saw a 4-4-2 in the first leg. Even in the one they lost, they were winning, and BARCA did come back against them. It was a 4-man defense. You get on paper, that's what it is. But when you come into the match proper, you see a 3-man back. When they lose the ball, you see a 7-man back. Anyhow, you see 2 defensive midfielders in front of the defense line with 5-man flat.
It's a 4-man back because once the ball leaves the goalkeeper to the back 4,
you see
somebody else moves forward.
You see a back 3.
It only moves forward once that ball is with the ball has moved from the goalkeeper to the center half. One of the fullback moves forward. It's a back 4.
Okay, I see. Simone is losing 3 weeks now. He has lost back-to-back games. Not back-to-back games. He's almost
drawing the last one. Lost 2 games.
It's going to be difficult for him to win the La Liga because Real Madrid and Barcelona are ahead of him, and they are obviously going to be fighting for that title. In the Champions League, they lost to Real Madrid. In Copa del Rey, they are out. Let's talk about one player in this Barcelona side that everybody has been talking about, Fati. Fati has been there. I think they are trying to freeze him out somehow. He's not getting game time. Sometimes he doesn't make match day squad, even though that Hans Flick said that there is no problem. I think they want to just force him out because they wanted him to go on loan or leave the club in January. He insisted that he's going to stay. But I think is it that bad that he cannot even get minutes playing for Barcelona, even if it's 5 minutes? make him come play, but he doesn't play at all. He doesn't even play
crazy,
at all.
man. It's
So
crazy.
what do you think is strong? Do you think that they want to just freeze him out?
Look at the
Hansi doesn't even like him.
BARCA lineup. Yamal,
Rafinha. Yes.
Those are the only two places he can play. That's why they tell you, if you want to play for a team, make yourself useful. You want to play for any top team, make
Are
yourself
you telling me
useful.
that Ansu Fati cannot play where Fermin Lopez
He
played?
can't.
Wow.
He can't play from
Ansu
the 10
Fati
row.
cannot play
I'm not
behind the
10 from
striker.
plate.
I'm not
I've
even
seen
talking
him
about-
play.
Wow.
Like I said, I've seen him play. He's not that
I
productive.
disagree with you,
He's
man.
only very
You got
fantastic
it wrong
playing from
there.
the flanks.
I'm not even bothered about if he's going to play anywhere. At least give him 5 minutes.
Now
That's what
look
I'm
at
saying.
it now. Look at that's what I'm saying now. When Rafinha is playing 90 minutes, Lopez is playing as a 10. In that same 10, you have a Dani Olmo. In that same 10, you have a Pedri and what's
Pedri is not a 10.
Wait
Pedri
now.
plays in the center.
Wait, you have a Pedri that can play. He can play there.
Yes, he can play.
You have
He
a
can.
Danny De Jong, Frankie De Jong that can play there. Now these two players are the ones starting. Now where you want start? Who you want start ahead of?
Okay,
Baba is Pedri and Frankie behind Femin in
Now
10.
see, wait. In this game,
Let me give you an
in
example.
this
It's
wait
only
now,
Fermin Lopez that is ahead of him in the pecking order for that 10 position.
Let me give you
what
an
happens to
example.
Danny
Only
Olmo?
Fermin.
Let me give you an
Daniel
example.
Olmo does not start. He
Let me
comes
give
in
you
as
an
a sub.
Let me give you an example. What I'm talking about Fati, just in the short that we just end it. In the last game they played on Thursday, most players weren't available.
Thank you.
But he did not play. That's my point. Those games, if they have to play Gavi at a number 11, why Fati was on the bench and he did not play? So what I'm asking is it that they want to freeze him out, or probably Hansi does not like him? He wants to.
It's nothing to
loan.
do with
I think from the
Hansi
board.
Flick, because Hansi Flick is just inheriting the squad, and when you inherit a squad like he did without the money to spend, you don't have the leverage or the liberty to say you want to freeze out a Rashford or freeze out a couple of players from your squad. You have to work with everybody, because transfer money they come. You have to take everybody and work together with the team. I felt because he came back from his loan just after this man had taken over, he didn't have that initial time with the team. And then secondly, I am going to put the blame on Juan Laporta, because he's the one that you are the money president of the club, but you want to control all the inner workings of the club. You want to control who starts, who comes on the pitch, who is available, and who is in the side. Baba has said it's not. Look at I'm going somewhere, but I'm going to give you instances. When Messi said he wanted to stay back, he said that he should stay back. What happened? He was the first person that ran to the media when it became clear that he could not keep him back. Rather than have a gentleman conversation with Messi, he ran to the media and said that they cannot pay Messi, and Messi is not willing to take a pay cut, even after Messi has said he will stay without earning a salary. In the same Frankie de Jong scenario, when Frankie de Jong said he's not leaving, he's the one that kept touting him to clubs around Europe. Why? Because he's trying to ramp up cash to bring in other players into the team. Same thing we saw with Dani Olmo. And so same thing also with Xavi Hernandez. Xavi Hernandez said he was leaving before the season. He went to the man's house, had dinner with him, cajoled him to say that he was going to stay. And then the following week, what happened? He was let go on the job. So I'm going to say that the grandmaster architect behind all these conundrums at Barcelona is Juan Laporta in that side, not necessarily Hansi Flick.
What do you think?
Deco, the in charge of recruitment.
Yes.
And he has done a good job in recruiting players, even for his teammate Javi. And if you look at the team now, I would say it for a fact, after Ansu Fati went on loan to Brighton last season, or was it earlier this season, towards the end of last season, what was his numbers? For you to prove that you deserve to be here, you need to go out on loan and show the club that they are missing out on something. And while you wait now, he played for. It's not that he was on the bench all his stay at Brighton. He played a couple of games. He played a good number of games at Brighton. You get his end product. Adingra had to put him on the bench. Adingra. Now he's coming back to Barcelona to fight against. I'll still say it again, against a Rafinha and a Yamal that are productive at all ends. Defensively, you see Rafinha making the runs, coming to defend for the team and moving and progressing the attack. Yamal for the same hand coming to midfield to help them build up play and still moving the attack. Now in the number 10 role, you have a Fermin Lopez that is starting now. I said before, in the game before, it was Gavi, Pedri in the center pivot role, while Frankie de Jong up front, or maybe a Gavi and any other Frankie de Jong and Pedri. So they can switch it any way they want. Now if Fermin Lopez is there, if Dani Olmo is there, and if players are not available, Rafinha can come and play in that number 10 role as well. So there's no room for him. You should find a club. You should go to Saudi and make money.
Let's see what happens. Fatih. I just think it's things from the board to Hansi Flick. If you ask me personally, because if you look at that, especially that Thursday game that settled it for me, because everybody Rafinha was not.
That is when you know. That is when you know there is no room for you in the team.
That's what I'm saying. So either that Hansi Flick doesn't want him or the board doesn't want him. Anyhow, let's see what happens with Fatih at the end of the season. Obviously, he's going to be leaving, but in this particular game, he did not play again, and Barcelona went on to win Atletico 1-0. They are in the finals of the Copa del Rey, and they will play Real Madrid in that finals.